Fellas, heads, we are back with another. We're back with another edition of Please Let Us Golf, the podcast. Mr. Golfberg's here because I heard him huffing and puffing just to get the episode started. Adam's with us tonight. Goldie, yours truly. We're here to talk about the PGA Championship. Aaron Rai. Everybody's super stoked. I know it's who your horse was, who you wanted to win. Before we get into that, Adam, how are we doing this evening?
I am doing great. I'm just so excited about this PGA Championship. It's going to be a great time. None of you guys are wearing the gloves. What's going on with that? I thought we were going to come in double gloving it.
Look, me and Mr. Golfberg had our gloves ready to go. I put a teaser on Instagram, and look, that other brand, No Laying Up, has to go live immediately, and Tron Carter's got the black gloves on, so he's just ruined the bit. But just know in spirit, we all got the black gloves. Even Tyler down in the pod studio, he's got some old football gloves. It doesn't really count, but we made sure he at least had them. But
hey, he's also I think he's the Ironhead cover guy, right?
We're gonna get into the Ironheads in a minute. So the Iron. Well, sorry, Live Golf fans, we're not getting into the Ironheads OG team. That's a real deep cut. But Mr. Golfberg, how are we doing this evening?
You know, I'd appreciate if you'd call me by my government name this evening.
Okay.
What's that?
Aaron.
Oh,
Aaron, how are you doing this evening? Good one.
It feels more appropriate on a night like tonight. Aaron's in the house, the OG. But yeah, I'm great, man. I mean, trying to rev the engines up. It was an exciting day. So many players in contention.
It was a weird day because it was like it could have been really good. And I was trying to remember that, like, that was one of the first things I wanted to talk about is I was being optimistic that I was like, this is going to be really good on Sunday, even though we'll get into the Jam leaderboard and the pros and the cons, because you had the horses up there, right? You had Ludwig, you had Rahm, you had Xander, you had Rory. And then there was like a handful of like, hey, these guys aren't going to get it over the finish line. So you just assumed on Sunday with all those guys there and even like making the turn that somebody was going to make the run as the other guys collapse. That didn't quite happen. So ended up being a bit of a bust on the entertainment day.
You get excited, and the big risk is that the wrong guy pops out of the pack. And no offense to Aaron Rai, but that's a little bit how it felt.
Well, let's give Aaron Rai his bread. I'm going to try to do it all night. Just pull out made up puns.
Let's give him his holla.
Remember, hey, before we went live, I was riffing a song. It was the American Pie, Aaron Rai, went to Aronimink, blah, blah, blah. It was really good.
Can't believe you brought that up again.
I just had to. It's like when I'm off camera and I have to tell everybody, hey, in our practice round, I played this hole really good. I know I just hit a hosel rocket here, but all right. But Aaron Rai, on a serious note, tears it up on Sunday.
No!
Oh my add into the studio.
Let's go.
Okay, we got to do hold on, I got to go to a different box. Jewel is here as a pop-in. This is a first for us. We usually have a no pop-in policy, but it's early in the pod. Jewel, I'm going to stop right there. How are you doing this evening after a 3-day member guest bender? Are you even legally able to operate podcast equipment right now? What are your
can't believe I'm here.
Can't believe I did. You haven't texted us today, so we just assumed that Jewel. We knew you were enjoying your weekend.
The member guest, you put the phone down. Look, also, I've been using my phone as the device to watch the golf tournament, so I haven't been able to text all weekend. My wife's mad. My mother-in-law's mad. My partner was mad because I turned off the music and put on the golf tournament, and it was a bit of a dud, right? So
the golf tournament or your golf tournament?
Both.
Okay, that's good to know.
Good to see you guys. Hey,
welcome. Well, we can't restart all the context, but maybe you'll figure it out as we go.
I don't need any.
But we're at the serious part. We're talking about Aaron Rai, giving him his flowers. We did mention that I did riff a song before we went live. I'm not going to recreate it. We brought it up again. But I really enjoyed it. But okay, he tears it up on Sunday. I think he was 7 under his last 10 holes. Just absolutely electric separation from the field. 70-foot dagger on 17, multiple other bomb putts. Look, I don't think we have to sugarcoat it. None of us wanted Aaron Rai to win. I don't think anybody was really pulling for him. But I will say, out of the dogs in the pack, not the dogs like the players, like the dogs like you weren't really pulling for, the pretenders. Look, Seems like a really good guy. He's got the 2 gloves. We've already done that whole bit already, so sorry. If you do happen to have 2 gloves, Jewel, let us know. The iron covers, make fun of him for years about the iron covers. Then they have to hit you over the head with why he does it because his dad came from working class family and sacrificed everything to pay for all of his golf and his equipment. And he just said he takes his equipment very seriously as a homage to his father. So I don't want to make fun of him too hard on that. Also, we're digging into the data now that he's a major champion. I was like, how? Because he's a poofer, right? He's literally damn near bottom of the PGA Tour in distance. But on the flip side, he's literally like the best in the world for 5 years straight in driving accuracy. And I think that worked out pretty well on Aronimink getting to the course, but you could not overpower this golf course.
It was fun to see that 170 ball speed popping up.
He might be more like 70, like when they're juicing the numbers. He's like 65. I mean, it's not.
You're right. It was like back 9 when he was finally hitting it over 300 to coming in at 170. It just made me feel a little better about life.
Yeah, no, for sure. And again, he had a great. And they always suck because I'm being like a dick. I'm listening. I'm rolling my eyes. He's separating. Then you hear him, and you're like, God, man, this guy. He's put in a ton of work. And even the Xander quote that came out, it's been circulating. If you guys do me just a second here, Xander goes, I feel like I've played a pretty good amount of time, and Aaron is always there. He's always in the gym. He's always on the range. At the Scottish, I'm staying right on site. I thought it was fun for Austin and I to go putt. Aaron is finishing up his little putting session at 9 p.m. and then going to the gym at 9:45. This was 3 years ago, and then et cetera. He's seen it since. So, guy's working his ass off, paid off, and he won a major championship.
He's one of those time optimizers.
It sounds like he probably
does like 48 hours and 28 hours.
Yeah, I can do 4 work days in a day. But yeah, so I got a couple other trivia things on Aaron. But guys, your thoughts on the winner?
I mean, everything you just laid out kind of sounded like it was kind of pretty damning for the PGA Championship, to be honest with you. Guy that has like no skill at all. He just works. He just gets in the gym. He just works his tail off, Like that's who our major championship winner is.
Adam's always been anti-working class, just so everyone knows.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. No, in all seriousness, I mean, you are right. I got to give it to him. Just kind of looking through his career, he went through basically the DP World Tour version of the Korn Ferry, and then eventually got on the DP World Tour. Won the Scottish Open, I think it was 2020, and then I want to say 2021 went through Korn Ferry finals and eventually got on PGA Tour. So I mean, he's like a guy that like legitimately, like you said, has worked his tail off to get through like each stage of his golf career. And hey, man, he's a major championship winner now. You can't take that away from him.
Jewel, come on. What did this? Cell phone car cam? What did you glean off of Mr. Aaron Rye?
I'm surprised that Adam didn't fucking love this golf tournament. Like, this feels like it was right up your alley. You know what I mean? Like,
really,
a test. A bit of a challenge for everybody. No bomb and gouge type golf course. Like, roll it back, guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, let's go. Hey, shout out Ted. He texted me 2 times before the PGA Championship, locking in guys saying this is just bomb and gouge. This is just bomb and gouge. There was no bomb and gouge going out there.
It was fun to watch some of those spin placements. Like, some of it was a little too much, right? Like, probably, but it was still really fun to watch them go after some of those pin placements on a Donald Ross green. You know what I mean? Yeah. But man, nobody dislikes Aaron Rye, right? Like, great dude. It seems like, it's probably not the guy any of us wanted to win the golf tournament, but insane stuff. Made that 40 foot. Was it 40 feet on 17?
No, 70 feet. It was 68 feet.
70?
Yeah.
Okay.
70.
Yeah. Totally different on iPhone.
It was a putting contest. I mean, that's what it was.
Okay, before I want to get into all that, but let's just finish the Aaron Rye part. Aaron, anything else on Aaron as a fellow representative of the Aarons of the world?
Yeah, I'm happy for Aaron. I'm sad for Justin Rose.
Are you happy for Aaron, or are you happy for Aarons, just in general of the world?
I'm happy for Aarons around the world.
Okay,
Aaron, brother of Moses, me, and now this guy. I mean, we're doing not so bad. What was I saying?
I don't know. You
forget.
said you were doing
Oh,
something. You
just
were
I feel sad for Justin Rose. There's just a new Englishman on the block who kind of took over that corner, and
yeah.
Justin's playing good, man. He shot that 65 on what was it, Friday, and he's finally working on these Ferrari irons.
Let's
Start
just
to
call
pay
them
off a
for
little bit.
They both have
they're
the same
McLaren.
amount
We'll
of
call them
major
for-
championships as well.
Yeah,
Well,
it's creepy.
Okay, let me do a little trivia corner. Good accidental segue. So, anyone want to take a guess at how many majors Aaron Rye had played in prior to this one?
17.
Good guess. Is that
Okay,
right?
good guess. Keep going. All right, no, 3.
That's
Eight.
enough
2.
guesses.
Okay, 8, 7. It was 11. So he's played in
I was
11.
going to say 11. I swear to God.
And oddly enough,
didn't.
he went cut, T19 cut, and then he made his next 8 cuts in a row,
Wow.
all in 24, 25, and then the Masters in 26 before he won this. So,
Yeah.
hey, he doesn't have a lot of high finishes, but making a cut for over 2 years straight in majors, that's impressive.
I remember that when I was reviewing my annual cut list. I'm like, he was on that. I remember that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Guys, did we mess up by not acknowledging who the real winner is?
Me and my golf.
me and my golf. My gosh, these guys. I remember watching their YouTube stuff years ago. They got English accents, so they kind of like suck you into watching some stuff. I never understood how they landed this one PGA Tour sponsorship, and he wears the largest "Me and My Golf" thing on his shirt. It's hideous, and I've always laughed and kind of made fun of it. But who's getting the last laugh now? Like the best money invested of all time.
Might be the worst thing that ever happened to me in my golf. I'm pretty sure they've been trying to fly under the radar. They linked up with him just to show some legitimacy, but there's some kind of funnel corporation, some sort of dummy corp, something weird's going on there.
Wasn't me and
now
my
they're
golf
exposed.
the company that had the breaking ball? You know, the breaking balls where you putt them and like they break. Like,
Right.
Was me and my
Basically, a company made a batch of bad balls that were moving on them, and these guys, I know exactly what we'll do.
I need Aaron Rye. No, that's awesome. All right, guys, I'm good. I'll see you guys next week. No, okay. Let's talk about the course a little bit. So it's funny how like there's conflicting opinions that it's like, oh, this is so sick. It's a jam leaderboard. And then you get the quotes from the players. They're bitching about the setup and da, 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 da. And then Rory sounds like he's whiny Rory after Friday of, this isn't really a good setup when the leaderboard is this jammed. And I think there's like some merit to it. Some of it is whiny pro golf talk, but I do think it comes to roost on Sunday when you go, man, the coverage can't even keep up with 20 guys in contention. So it gets awkward when you like want to see guys and you're like, oh, Rory just teed off on 3. Now he's putting on 5 or whatever it is. And I think it just comes down to, all the commentary, all the people everyone listens to, the NLUs and the scratches, all the golf media was talking about how this course was going to get annihilated. It couldn't hold up to the professional standard of today. Gil Hands removed all the trees, all the tree lovers out there where these courses are too easy for pros now that trees are gone. Well, they proved that with the proper rough and the proper angle into the greens, like, yeah, it's going to be hard as shit. Like if you miss fairways, I think the issue is, Julie, you were teeing it up a minute ago, is they had to put the pins in such for the listening audience.
Oh my God, get out of here.
We just got the first Mr. Goldberg. I don't know if he's got a bourbon or a glass of wine, but we have the first official double glove sighting of the podcast.
It works.
Yeah, it works like a charm. But the pins were so hard. It came to the point where it's like good shots and average shots, and to an extent, great shots. It didn't matter. They were all going to the same place. And it's like the occasional ones that got into the bowl, it was almost borderline accidental. And I will say again, Aaron Rye, if I'm being critical, there were 2 shots on the back 9 that landed in spots that 12 other guys landed at, and his bounced into the bowl and the other ones didn't. And he made 3 putts of significant length, not taking anything away. He made those putts and he went and earned it. But it did kind of seem like it was more of a random outcome than, oh, this is an execution test and he did the best.
It's
like nobody could birdie anything. It's kind of like, oh, nobody can birdie a hole.
It's the first time I thought about it. I should have put it together already. But when you said that, the black course at Stream Song, Gil Hans's course. You hit like, I'm thinking of the first hole, you hit a great wedge and it just says no thanks, and it bounces you 25 feet left, and you're just constantly 2-putting or 3-putting, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know. That just must be a trend on his courses, man. It's just hard to get it close.
You take a restoration of a Donald Ross green that's already got those features of runoffs, and you put a modern flare into it with modern speeds. It really did become a glorified like putting contest. Like, don't 3-putt your way out of it and just stay in the mix and then try to make a move.
Well, I can't with those hands. Just put them back up.
I don't know what to do with my hands though.
Yeah.
I can't figure out why all of a sudden we're getting these PGA championships with just these jumbled up leaderboards where like there's just not, it's like the worst version of a championship. Like, it's not a birdie fest. It's not like a US Open where, I mean, you can separate at a US Open because you got guys out there that are doubling holes or tripling holes, but for whatever reason in this current format, like there's just like the worst score out there in these PGA championships is a bogey. There's a lot of pars and there's a few birdies.
Well,
so it just makes for a jumbled leaderboard.
The unintended consequence of the thick rough, it makes bogeys much more prevalent, and it makes birdies harder to come by. But I think it almost in a way protects against doubles because the ball doesn't run away and the guys aren't like pitching into tight lies and coming back to their feet or any of that kind of stuff. I think like Pinehurst, that's another thing here. Like, you saw it all day, even guys in contention, they were playing 40, 50 feet away from pins because they're like, I can't go at this pin. Or, you could play away to not even mess with the runoff. Whereas like you go to like a Pinehurst, sometimes you have to hit the shot because your landing spots and your greens are going to be a lot smaller. So I think that's another thing. Like, these are massive greens and they would put the pins, 2 off the left. So guys are going to hit it 50 feet, 60 feet right. And it's just a lag putt fest. And like Adam, like you said, it's kind of becomes like a war of attrition in a way of just pars and then who cannot 3-putt. So yeah, it doesn't result in the most interesting golf. But I will say, I like the golf course more than a lot of others they've been going to. I found the greens to be really interesting. I just think they maybe could have dialed back a few pin locations to have some birdie opportunities. Because like guys that would hit the fairway versus, I mean, being in the rough was definitely a penalty. But with half the pins being where they were, it was kind of like they were all hitting them to the same spots anyways.
Well, they did make it on Thursday. Like, it was a lot more like the air was more moist. The grass was moist. It was a little bit harder to get the ball out of the rough. So it made it a little bit more challenging. But I think all they needed to do was put some different pin placements in. Seriously, like just have a little bit more that you could go after and make it scoreable because the rough was penal. Like, it made it really, really hard.
And unlike Winged Foot rough, where you could just hack it out and everything was like how it's designed, like everything is a runway straight up to the greens. They had all those greens that would be, I don't know what's the term I'm looking for, but they're like perpendicular. Like, you don't just have a run up that you can chunk a ball out into. It's pretty challenging stuff. But any other course thoughts, Mr. Golfberg? I know you kind of usually approach courses from a eclectic point of view. Sometimes you say, damn with the architecture. What was the vibe test telling you? What was the eye test telling you on the course?
Yeah, thank you for phrasing it that way, putting it that way. 30,000 foot view. I found it to be a little boring and a little, I knew what you were doing. I found it to be a little boring, a little monotonous. I don't know what to say. Like you just, yep.
I'm just seeing if you can go do this through a distraction.
No.
What?
You clearly want to talk about it.
No, I don't. I just have my hands up that happen to have my gloves on now. It's not a big deal. I want to hear about the distraction that's on the golf course.
Yo, right now.
Okay, keep going.
You tune in and there's 1,000 golfers and they're showing 1,000 shots. You don't know who to focus on, and it's like hole 6, and it kind of looks to me like hole 8, which looks like 11 and 12. And I think the no trees probably doesn't help from a viewing experience because the framing has changed. It all kind of runs together. The greens all look similar. Like, I have like a shot. Here's one shot I remember. The approach on number 7 from behind the player was a very cool shot, and they could frame it the right way, and the green sloped severely left to right, and that big trap. And I just can't remember more than maybe 2 or 3 shots like that on the whole course that just stay in my memory. So I don't know. It didn't feel as exciting as it could be. And it could have been a product of the fact that it was so jumbled up and you didn't know, once again, what to focus on and how to focus. But I don't know. I thought the vibe test, it didn't really pass it.
Get out of Philadelphia. Like, and unless it's Marion, like I'm good. I'm good on the Philadelphia scene.
Yeah, but Gil Hands, dude, he's got to have all of the PGA championships. I'm pretty much agree with everything you guys said.
He probably made the course better. He's an improver, but
I mean, what I don't get is, I feel like the last PGA Championship that was a pretty good tournament that, you know, wasn't a jumbled up leaderboard, was like Southern Hills, and since then you've had Valhalla, Quail, Oak Hill.
It wasn't a jumbled up leaderboard, but even Southern Hills, it wasn't as jumbled, but it was some similar stuff where, like, there wasn't a large group of people that separated, and it was just an odd leaderboard to where you go, if this is a major championship, you have some expectation. Not that every major is going to be, you know, a top 5-10 player in the world is going to win it, but when you have that volume of just guys that are 70 to 150th in the world and they're all like top 10ing, it's kind of, it makes you question, was this really a good test of separating skills? And I think the issue is they're terrified that these guys are going to go to Aronimink after all the money they put into and all everything they have invested in Gil, and they're going to shoot. Like, what was the I went in 2016, the last time they had it before the renovation, Jimmy Walker won at 14 under. So, like, would it have been that problematic if the winner was 14 under?
Jimmy Walker was the last winner here?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because if you go back and look at the list of guys who have won the PGA Championship, and I hope I can do this fast. I might not be able to. Just do some Jeopardy music.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll fill it in. You just cut me off. But yeah, so I don't know. What should I fill in? I'm giving Mr. Goldberg.
When you said you were going to fill in, I thought you were going to list all of the PGA.
Yeah, no, check this out. The PGA Championship winners since they were at Aronimink last time: Scotty Scheffler, Xander, Brooks Koepka, Justin Thomas, Phil Mickelson, Colin Morikawa, Brooks Koepka twice, Justin Thomas. Like, these are ballers, right? And then Jimmy Walker in 2016. And then it goes Jason Day, Rory. It's like there really are some quality winners that typically come out of this event.
That's a pretty fair counterpoint that, like, overreaction central of, you know, that's identifying some pretty damn talented players that were at peaks of their prowess, minus Phil just being the anomaly, but still amazing legend.
Don't talk shit about Phil.
I just said still an amazing legend and one of the greatest stories ever.
Okay.
But I don't know. That's just that is odd.
Okay, so you just went down that list. I mean, can we just go ahead and say, I mean, is Aaron Rai one of the worst PGA champions ever
since Jimmy Walker?
Yeah,
but you know what? Even like Jimmy Walker, he had a really good like stretch, maybe like a year and a half, 2 years, where he was
Adam's riding for Jimmy Walker. Yeah, it's not a great winner, but it's gonna happen. I mean,
yeah, what he reminds me of it more is like that. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was gonna say JJ Spawn won the U.S. Open last year, and that was, you know,
JJ's kind of cool though. That felt different. This reminds me of Charles Schwartzel. Is that his Schwartzel winning the Masters, you know, birding 15, 16, 17, 18. Like, someone just takes it by the balls out of nowhere and says, this is mine. I mean, Aaron Rai didn't limp into this win.
Yeah,
he just fucking stole it. So, and then it's like, well, let's see what happens. Like, maybe he'll win a bunch more, or he'll just be Charles Schwartzel.
I was gonna be how I rounded out the Aaron talk was. But looking at his data golf profile, he is just not a competitive golfer for the modern game. Like, you can't be near last in distance and ever be consistent. It's just not going to happen. Not that he won't ever win a tournament again, but I feel like it has to be a very specific setup for him to be competitive. So, you know, there's that. Okay. Anything else on Aaron before I move on to other stuff? Going once, going to, hey, Jewel, any thoughts? Oh, Jules gone again. So he no notice came on the pod and no notice left the pod. So I want those business hours.
The
Sounds
best
like a good
golfer
time.
and plug is Cocky on the pod, dude.
It's debatable.
That's what he wants.
I'll just watch the back nines. Anyways, so the more to come. What else? So we talked in B&A. We talked a little trivia. We talked okay. What about the horses that were in the field? I think we got to talk a little bit of shit. We lost Aaron now, so we're dropping like flies. We're gonna keep going. Adam, I guess
I'm gonna jump off now.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna have to pull Tyler up from this on the studio here. Let's go to this. I don't want to mess with
much better.
I don't want to mess too much with the format. It makes doing pod promos a nightmare when you're jumbling format. So we'll just keep it like this for a second. See if anyone else checks back in. So
send out the link to all the lettuce heads. Maybe we'll have a few pop in.
I've thought about it of like, who wants to just come on a live show? Everyone just come on. You got 90 seconds. Say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Go.
Just pop in and let it rip, man.
Let it rip. I don't know. Some of the comments we've got some people. It's oh, he's back. Hey, he's back. Okay, well, now we can start the segment. We just went on a whole thing. All right, Mr. Golfberg's back. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So we got to talk a little bit about the horses. So I don't know how much you could just write away. Maybe most of it you can write off as like it's just the course. It was really hard and you just couldn't attack it. But man, we had John Rahm, Ludwig Aubert, Xander Schauffele, and Rory McIlroy that were all within basically a shot of the lead few holes in today. None of them looked like they had their stuff. Like Rahm early looked like he might, but kind of disappointed, right? You expect one of those four. I mean, when you look at the call sheet markets and all this, like those four consume like 80% of the likely win even going into Sunday. So I would say I'm disappointed. One of you have got to go put some pressure on. And I mean, we could talk about the final round pairings, but that kind of sucked that nobody really struck fear in Witten got it. They were just missing so many fair. Rory was, I think, was he 3 for 14 or 4 for 14 today hitting fairways? Like that course is not playable doing that. All right. And that is the program.
I just thought Adam was going to cook. I have things to say. I just thought Adam was going to.
Go ahead.
Go. You know what? You go ahead.
Yeah,
hey, really quick, while you guys are debating right now, they're not even sponsoring this episode, but New Can from Good Days. They're our travel sponsor, but not for our pro episodes. But Vodka Sea Breeze, I'm telling you, go check out Good Days. This is a non-paid ad. So
I keep checking my tracking number. I heard a pallet's in the mail. I can't wait.
Dude, it was shipped DHL. They're tracking super shitty.
Well, you can't even get this in the PNW. It's probably sitting in customs. But I can't wait till it's released.
Get that in Washington State. It's probably a 45-day delay, man.
Can't imagine how much that costs to ship.
It's intense. Business these days, guys. Business. Yep. But yeah, you're right. There were a lot of big dogs lurking. That's why it was exciting. The risk, once again, is that the wrong guy pops out of the pack. But all these people were there. Rory, to me, lost the tournament on that 13th hole, the one where they have all the cameras behind it. Yeah. And it's your moment. And doesn't even have a driver. It's like 295 to the pin. You just need to stick that, make an eagle. Now you're -6. Aaron's scared. Everyone's scared. And you just fanned it, then chunk a wedge. And it's like, he's done. Cam Smith,
14.
Yeah, and he didn't birdie.
It doesn't matter though.
But on 9 too, with Rory, like he had a 5 or 6 iron in to the par 5, and he went at the pin. I mean, it was dead on the pin, and it was like a yard short and came all the way down. And it's like that. That is like a yard up, he would have been in the bowl and probably had inside of 10 feet for eagle. But after that, it was just like, and then the fan, like you said, on 13 was. I think fan is a nice word. It was an interstellar ball. I mean, that thing was a poofer 70 yards right of target.
I mean, you got to grab the moment. He didn't. I'm sure he thinks he definitely let this tournament slip away. I think Aubert is probably proud of himself. That's just my take. I bet that he hung in there.
He just can't putt, man.
I know. But, it's still, he did good, and he's going to try real hard in the U.S. Open. I think that's how he's got to think at this point. Who knows what's going on with Xander? Rahm,
I
that
really
was-
thought this
yeah.
was his moment to make a comeback. Like
Totally.
to get back in the fans' good graces. Like, okay, Rahm's winning a major. He's going to come back to the tour. And he just he couldn't do it.
Because his narrative truly is in his hands. And I texted you guys that. Like, he wins and you have to talk about it differently. You just have to. He's good enough. He's already proven it multiple time major.
Why do we
winner.
have to talk about him differently, though?
Because he's driving the story at that point. And now he's just doing what we keep thinking he's going to. Like, you can't win now, dude. Like, you're too soft now. You sold out.
Adam,
But remember, Bright.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story? You got to just go deep into the Hamilton beat and understand that like Rahm controlled his destiny and he just didn't make it happen.
He didn't. That totally distracted me. Now I was thinking about Aaron Burr, Aaron Rye. I totally forgot.
I don't know if I'd want to ride for that Aaron as much.
Yeah, you're right.
Vice president did murder somebody, just but anyways.
Okay. But yeah, so what we're talking about, John Rahm could have rewrote his legacy. He doesn't. He fails. Cam Smith, another dude hanging out, can't make a putt coming down the stretch. I mean, there's a lot of disappointment. That's for sure.
Man, I forgot Cam. God, the mangy dog was right
That's
up there.
your boy, man. How'd you forget about him?
I was getting a little worried. I was nervous watching.
That's another thing that's probably pretty damning about this tournament. I mean, Cam Smith hasn't showed up on a leaderboard in I don't know how many years, but like if that's not like more of a clear picture that this was a putting contest, that he popped up in the top 5 as well as Smalley. Is that how we say it?
Yeah.
Who is literally always just
Smalley.
Smalley. I mean, that guy, it seems like year in, year out, he's like first in strokes game putting and then last in everything else.
Take it easy on Smalley. He's got his arm sleeves. He has a condition. Just take it easy on the little guy.
Does he?
I don't know.
You just hope he does.
I think he might. Yeah.
Hey, leg sleeve, arm sleeve. I feel like you guys can shake hands there a little bit, maybe, right?
Hey, that's a HIPAA violation. Don't bring my medical history into the podcast.
Oh my God. That's
different things.
Well, we got to be. I was just talking to my wife about this. I was like, as this thing scales, we might have to go full Howard Stern and really lean into our private lives of just letting it all out there. Just making it really uncomfortable in the household. Of these are the things going on.
You have to.
No, probably not.
Sure, your wife's excited about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think she is. It's funny because I love her so much and she's been very flexible as we've been scaling video production and I'm appreciative of that. But man, like no spoilers for videos. Got another one coming. Coyote Club's coming out soon. So be ready for that. It's going to be awesome. Some unfortunate stuff though, featuring me in that video. And it's just, I'll leave it at that. And I am excited because another one after it, there's some positive moments. I got home and I was just like, he just fell into that trap of like, she's going to really want to know some details about this round. And it was pretty clear she didn't. And the priority was you've been gone again for 2 days and you got the kids. And I wasn't mad, but I was just a little sad of like, man, I thought I might have had it to where she's really going to be like, just tell me about it. But it didn't happen. She did say, hey, do you got any more good days? And I said, yeah, we got a half a case left. So here you go.
My wife, she was asking about the good days on the ride back from Jacksonville. Yeah,
that's a true story. This isn't a promo. Adam's texting and driving. You guys, by the way, Aaron, you get on me about texting and driving. Adam I'll just say on the way down, had something else going on in life. We're on one of the most known dangerous interstate in the state of Georgia. And I was like, bro, you haven't looked up in a couple minutes. Like, I know the details of it. I almost took your phone of like, Adam, I can probably answer all these questions that are coming. So just give me the phone.
Man, I can't believe you're putting me on blast. Hey, back to the wife.
I did a pretty good job of making it vague. I'm just saying everything I felt like I just said was pretty accurate.
50-50.
Okay.
No, the wife, she did on the way back. She's like, hey, make sure you bring some good days back. Okay. I'm thirsty.
God. Aaron, when you got back from Stream Song, did Kelly ask you, did you bring a windmill? Yeah,
No.
the alligator plush doll. None of that came up.
No, she didn't ask about the good days either. I was boxed out of the good days, literally boxed out.
We all were. But the new cans are here,
This
and
shit
we
better
told you
arrive soon. I'm
that
sick of
that
talking about it.
pallet's coming to the PNW. I'm very curious. Maybe we're gonna do a little game to see what is Mr. Golfberg's favorite. I think they'll all kind of fit your palate.
Oh, great.
All of them. That's
Perfect.
That's why they're so good. It actually
I'm not sharing any with my wife.
it's like a chameleon. It just fits your palate, no matter
Yeah.
what it is.
Hell yeah.
Man,
Let's
this
wrap
thing
up
is
this
gone.
PGA talk.
Okay, so the PGA, it's come and gone. We're going to Gil Hands courses for the next 45 years straight. Is next year PGA Frisco? I am interested to see that. New course, new build. It was specifically built from scratch for this championship.
Wow.
It's supposed to get but again, I don't think it's going to be like a rough fest from what I've seen of that course. It's going to be a lot of width off the tee, which people are arguing it's going to be a bomber's paradise, but I think it's got some nuclear angles and features on these greens that some of the pros, mark my words, Tyler, take this timestamp. I guarantee like 10 players are going to be fucking bitching about it the entire week of how terrible the golf course is. So that I'm actually looking forward to. But speaking of looking forward, guys, anything else on the PGA or anything else we need to talk about this evening? I don't think Jules coming back, so we can't rely on him right now.
He texted me something about his mother-in-law.
Oh, hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, it wasn't an emergency. Just
I have a mother. He just texted you. I just wanted you to know. I do
go.
have a mother. I do have a mother-in-law. Adam, anything else that you need to say?
That I hate the PGA Championship.
Okay.
That's it.
Aaron, do you hate the PGA Championship?
No, there's one of them has to be the worst. It happens to be the worst. It just doesn't have the identity that the other championships have or the other majors have.
But
it never has.
No, go ahead.
What? No, you go.
No, I mean, like, what the thing is like, not only is it the worst, it's a distant worst. Like, if you ask somebody what's the top 4 majors that you like, it's maybe the first, second, and third are probably up for debate. Everyone probably say Masters number 1, but everybody, and I mean everybody's going to say the PGA is a distant 4th.
I'll go ahead and say this. The Players is not a major, and it shouldn't be a major, but I think I enjoy watching the weekend of the Players more than I do the PGA Championship usually. Even with the Jam leaderboard today, kind of, Aaron, like you were saying, I was like, it's just not.
It was boring.
I don't know if I would say that because it's not stimulating golf, but I still respected the test aspect of it. But man, it didn't feel like the energy was there. Like no one seemed scared. No one was falling apart. That's like what you need in a major. I expect those Smalley, Rye, Schmidt, all these guys that ended up in the top 3, 4, the fact that like none of them were collapsing on themselves kind of lets you know they felt comfortable. And there's something about it, you shouldn't feel comfortable at a major.
Also with the Players, that's Sawgrass, right?
Yeah.
It's just the identity of the course. I'm just saying, like, it's awesome. You get to keep revisiting something. You know the end's going to be intense. You know what's coming. With this, it's just the random rotation. And like I said, I don't know that the look or appeal of this course has been improved. So it's just kind of random. Typically, the winners are solid, but this year was sort of it's just going to be kind of forgotten.
Yeah. Bit. Southern Hills was okay. Kiawah was awesome. I mean, not just because of Brooks and Phil. That course it shows well on TV.
Oh, well, the views from a camera up above, hovering like 40 feet above. Absolutely.
Sick.
Yeah.
It's just not a good TV product right now. I mean, the venue, like,
well, they tried. They had some technology issues today. I don't know if you caught on to any of that. Like screens were blacking out. Tracers were doing like our first tracers we did from a cell phone 3 years ago.
Well, they were trying to track like 15 guys on the golf course, and they were just all over the place. It's like you can't get into the rhythm of a round and like following somebody.
Aaron, I didn't want to cut Aaron off when he was making that point earlier of like tracking, and there's so many guys, and like you couldn't feel like it literally felt like watching live golf. That's the problem with live golf. It's just everyone's on the course at the same time, and it's like we talk out of both sides of their mouth because people are like, PGA Tour needs to show more golf shots, and people are like, well, you should love live. But I'm like, yeah, but that's like cocaine train other side of the equation, right? Of like everyone's starts immediately shot, hole, and you have like no context of what the hell is going on. This wasn't at that level, but there were some similarities to it where you just felt like, oh, I feel like I should be seeing Xander's shots. Like all of a sudden Xander was 4 under. I was like, what? I mean, he's a top 7 player in the world. I kind of am interested how he is playing this course. Honestly, I get it. Schmidt is 5 under, but I have zero interest in watching how he's playing the course until like we get to 14 and there's 2 guys in contention. Okay. But early in the day, it's like, that's just wasn't it. And that's a wrap. I mean, we could tell we love the PGA. We're really relying on Jewel to close out this episode.
I'll go through my notes. Aaron Rye, classy name. 170 ball speed was cool. He seemed like a great putter, but statistically he's not. No. But he seemed great. And just be great when you're a great ball striker, you could win. I said, don't love his swing. And then Justin Rose has to be upset. So I think we've covered everything I wanted to cover.
I only have one note on here that I debated not if I was going to bring up, but since we're just eating the final minute, we're the same height, but somehow I weigh 40 pounds more than him.
You're the same height as Aaron Rye?
So yeah.
He looks like he's like 6'3".
It said 5'11" on Wikipedia.
You're 5'11"?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're
no way. He's not 5'11".
You're 5'9.5".
Well, I'm 5'11".
We're the same height.
I'm 5'11". Come on.
I'm 5'11". Man,
you're out of your mind.
I didn't want to bring this up because of the weight, not because we're gonna be putting me on trial about whether or not my shoes make me 5'10" or 5'11".
Your weight was already suspect. Now your height's suspect, bro.
Fuck this shit. All right.
How many mudslides do you think Aaron Rye's getting tonight?
Oh man, there's a lot.
Could mean something different in his culture. Be careful.
Yeah, dude, that's a big. If you know, you know. Kind of.
Yeah, Mr. Goldie was deep in the mudslide. Well, he wasn't deep in them, but you know, we went to the pub yesterday and
extra whipped cream.
Speaking, hey guys, I'm gonna do a special treat. He's not prepared for this.
I deserve it.
To close out the pod, I'm bringing Tyler up from the studio because Mr. Golfberg, you might need to give him some wisdom. So we ate like 4 times in 2 days. We let him eat. Every place we went, it was just buffalo chicken and buffalo wings. And it became kind of comical. And then he gets home, sends me a text, and goes, meanwhile, we ate at like
throwing up.
No, at 1:30, he had like 12 hot buffalo wings. 5 o'clock, he sends me a text. He's like, I'm out to eat with my mom. And it's just a plate full of buffalo wings.
Dude. He's 19, dude. I remember one time, I think I ate McDonald's, true story, like 6 meals in a row where when I added it up, like the pounded, it was multiple pounds of McDonald's like over the course of 3 days. And it was just, you do stupid shit when you're this guy's age.
I enjoyed it. Listen, it was a good trip and there was not much available on the menu that really struck me as too good, but
and you can always trust the buffalo
chicken.
Wing.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, there's some wisdom in that you can always trust a buffalo wing, but also there were some pretty decent options outside of the buffalo wing scene. But
oh yeah, at the pub, absolutely. But I'd like to point this out before the podcast ends. I want to shout out Adam real quick. Friday. We are sitting there watching the PGA Championship, and Adam goes, Aaron Rye just got a birdie. You'd be really funny if he wins this.
He's always riding for the people.
He was dead fucking wrong because it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. It was the opposite.
Pretty funny.
It was ironic.
Somber evening we're having.
Yeah.
It was very ironic.
Yes, there you go. It's very ironic. Well, Tyler, thank you for joining the program. Actually, guys, anything else? Can we just end this thing?
Let's end it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
let's do that. Let us heads. If you made it to this part in the pod, let me know. I want to know because I want to know who these like 11 people who make it to the final 45 seconds of these things, because it's not just us and it's not just Ted.
Statistically, it's not just us.
It's not.
Shout
It
out,
can't
Ted.
It would be impossible.
So let me know. Maybe we'll get some special treats your way. I got a surplus of some overflow surplus of some goodies that I could give out. So let me know. I guess we'll see you next week.
Hey, I
we
stayed
actually
till the end. Can I get some goodies?
well, you'll get some good days coming.
Oh yeah.
It's part of your contract. We do have fun stuff coming out. We talked about Coyote Club. We were just out at Great Dunes. Going to have some cool stuff from there. Going to be sprinkling in a couple guests again, and we're going to be ramping up to the U.S. Open and the Open Championship. Everyone loves those. A little better in the PGA. But we will see you next week. And most importantly, stay plugged. Peace.